Hello and welcome back to Reads by Hannah. So it's been a little while since I have posted a video, but there's a reason for that. So in trying to think of how I was going to start doing book reviews, it was a little difficult because I have read a lot of books. I'm trying to decide if I wanted to go back and read all of my favorite books and then review all of them. Didn't seem like a great idea. So this is what I came up with. So what I'm going to do is begin the video with a non-spoiler section for anyone who hasn't read the book or series that I'll be reviewing that day. And then I'll move on to the spoilery section for those that have read the book, where I'll be doing likes and dislikes throughout the entire series instead of reviewing every single book. So for today, we will be reviewing the Fablehaven series by Brandon Mull. To begin with the non-spoilery section, overview for the entire series. So the series follows brother and sister duo Kendra and Seth Sorensen. They go to their grandparents' house to discover that their grandparents are caretakers for a safe haven for magical creatures known as Fablehaven. So the series just follows Kendra and Seth as they go through their different adventures, both in and out of Fablehaven and with all the magical creatures and people involved. It is a middle grade series, so if you don't love that style of writing or that age of writing, this might not be for you, but it is very fun, it's very adventurous, and lots of stuff to keep you entertained throughout the series. So if you haven't read Fablehaven, go check it out, and I will see you back here for the spoiler section. Alright, so here we are in the spoiler section of the review. So I'm going to alternate between 5 moments of the series that I liked a lot and then 5 moments of the series that I didn't like so much. It just so happened that the 5 things that I liked just happen in every single one of the books of the series. Wasn't on purpose, but here we are. First thing that I liked about this series was in the very first book when Kendra goes off to see the Fairy Queen. She knows that there is a very large chance that she'll set foot on the Fairy Queen's island and turn into a pile of dandelion fluff. But she does it anyway because she's desperate, and it plays out in her favor. The Fairy Queen gives her an elixir to feed to the fairies that will make them grow into giant freakish warriors. They go and save the entire family. Definitely a high point. First thing that I didn't like about this series also happens in the first book, when Kendra and Seth discover that their mother has been turned into a hen, and the only thing they can think of to do is go and visit the witch Muriel so that she can turn her back. But in order to turn her back into a human, they had to release the witch Muriel that caused all sorts of trouble. Alright, so second thing that I liked in the series happened in the second book when they are retrieving the artifact from Fablehaven. It's one of the first moments in the series that we see like major combat happening. Warren has been revived from his albino state, and they're all fighting off this kind of freakish Hydra demon thing, and I think it is just such a cool fight sequence. And all the different challenges that they have to face in the building that houses the artifact is just a very cool moment. So the second moment that I didn't love so much in the series was when Seth healed the demon. When Seth came across the demon, he was very sickly, not much of a threat, couldn't really do anything. And Seth uses the healing artifact teapot thing to heal him because the demon convinces him that that will just ease his passing. But no, it revives him to full power, resulting in the death of his friend. And that was a very not high point for Seth in the series. Third thing I loved in the series was in book 3 when Patton returns. Throughout the series up to that point, we had heard a lot about Patton. It was just so awesome to be able to meet him in person via the time machine device that he invented. He was able to help them a lot, and it was very, very good. Third moment I did not like in the series also happened in book 3 when Lena dies. This is definitely the first major death in the series, and it was pretty heartbreaking. She was just reunited with Patton, her one true love, and then she sacrifices herself to save everyone. So that was a very, very tragic moment. Fourth thing that I love from the series was in book 4 when they go and visit the dragon sanctuaries. I think that was such a cool addition to the series, because at this point we hadn't really seen anything besides Fablehaven, but then traveling to a different sanctuary that's full of dragons. It was just very, very cool, and getting to see how different sanctuaries worked. Fourth thing I did not like from the series, we're throwing back to book 1, is when Seth keeps the fairy indoors and turns her into an imp. Reading the series, we all know that Seth is not the brightest character, and he makes quite a few mistakes, and this was basically the first one. It was all very innocent at first, but then as a result, this fairy turned into an imp, and then he got attacked by all these other fairies, and it was just not a good deal. Fifth thing that I liked from the series was the final battle in book 5. I thought it was very well written, and it all came together very nicely with all the demons being thrust into the Fairy Queen's realm. and the fairies inhabiting the old demon prison. I just think it was a very good way to end the series. It all came together so well and resolved very nicely. The fifth thing that I disliked from the series, and the biggest one, was Gavin. This is the very first series that I read that was complete full novels. Therefore, this was kind of my first experience with wanting to throw a book against the wall. Gavin was such a great character all through book 4, even book 3 when we met him. And we thought he was such a good guy, but it turns out he's the biggest, baddest dude there is. He is the worst of the dragons. Luckily, after he revealed himself, it ended pretty quickly, with him getting devoured by Kendra's other dragon friend. It was slightly disappointing that there was a whole build-up to this big bad character that ended so quickly, but I was much more frustrated with the fact that, Gavin, I liked you, and you betrayed everyone. Alright, well, thank you for watching. That's all I've got for the Fablehaven series. So this is the format that I will be doing in the future to review all these series that I've read and loved. So hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.